Well, viewers, top story today we're going to be focusing on is what's happening with the alliances as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, especially with the BJP and the AIDMK. We've seen as far as the INDA bloc hold multiple meetings in different parts of the country, ensure that they have a coordination committee, keep their house in order, while of course they have their own set of issues. But the BJP, especially in the south, having lost Karnataka very recently in the assembly elections, in Tamil Nadu as well, last time around the performance wasn't really good. Now, going into these elections, whether an alliance with the AIDMK still is the way forward or is it not? At least when you go by some of the statements being made by the BJP leaders and now even the AIDMK leaders, it seems like everything's not as cozy as it was. Let's listen in to what former Minister Mr. Jayakumar had to say.
தொடர்ந்து விமர்சனங்களை ஏற்றுக்கொள்ள முடியாது. ஆல்ரெடி ஏற்கனவே அம்மாவை பத்தி கடுமையான அளவுக்கு விமர்சனம் பண்ணி வாங்கி கட்டிக்கிறார் அண்ணாமலை. எங்களுடைய பொதுச்செயலாளர் ஒரு கண்டன தீர்மானம் நிறைவேற்றி அந்த அடிப்படையில் அது பத்திரிகைக்கு முன்னாடி வாசிக்கப்பட்டது. அப்பவே நிறுத்தி இருக்கணும். ஆனா அது விட்டுட்டு அண்ணா விமர்சிக்கிறது, பெரியார் விமர்சிக்கிறது, அதே போல பொதுச்செயலாளர் விமர்சிக்கிறது எந்த தொண்டனை ஏற்றுக்க மாட்டான். நாளைக்கு ஃபீல்டு அளவில் ஒரு கூட்டணி தர்ம வேலை செய்யணும் இல்லையா? அதனாலதான் வேற வழி இல்லாம இந்த முடிவு இன்னைக்கு எடுத்திருக்கோம்.
Well, we have a panel of guests who will try and decipher what exactly is happening, what's the way forward for the BJP and the AIDMK. I have Mr. Narayan Tirupati, Vice President, BJP Tamil Nadu, joining us. We also have Mr. Kovai Sathyan, spokesperson of the AIDMK. Dr. Narayan Lakshman, Associate Editor, The Hindu, who's also with us. Let me, in fact, first ask the AIDMK's Mr. Sathyan. Mr. Sathyan, what's really happening? Because right now, there's an interesting statement that's come in from Mr. Jayakumar where he says, well, we don't know about the alliance as of now. It has to be decided. Now, is this a soft alliance strategy that the AIDMK is looking for? Because we've seen some statements from the AIDMK leaders in the past as well that an alliance with the BJP probably in Tamil Nadu isn't doing any good for the AIDMK. Is that the strategy here, or are you parting ways?
Yeah, time and again, enough and more caution has been given to Annamalai. Annamalai is a novice in the political arena. And yes, last time when he spoke about and compared our leader Jayalalitha Amma, we have passed a resolution condemning his statement and it was forwarded to their higher authorities in BJP. And there is a Lakshmana Rekha in alliance. And when somebody breaches the Lakshmana alliance, yes, they have to bear the consequences as well. And Mr. Annamalai breaching the Lakshmana Rekha every time and now is not palatable with the cadres of AIDMK as well as with the people of Tamil Nadu. I think the time has come to take a call because time and again he is breaching that Lakshmana Rekha to suit his own political narrative and benefit, which is not good for the alliance. Our common enemy is
What does the BJP think about this? But what does the BJP think about this?
They have to decide.
Mr. Tirupati, do you agree with that? That probably the problem is not the BJP, but it is your party president there. Is that the issue?
See, as far as BJP is concerned, both the party and the president are same. So absolutely, you cannot, divide the party as well as the president. Our president, Mr. Annamalai, is a dynamic young person who has not, spoken ill about anyone. And it is very clear that he was referring to a speech of Mr. Annamalai when he was talking about the Sanatan Dharma, about Mr. Pasumban Muthuramalingam. And he was referring to history. You cannot erase history. So he was not demeaning or he was not trying to, talk ill about Mr. Annamalai, which was misinterpreted in media or misinterpreted by, the opposition. And the AIDMK, wrongly they have taken in a different tone. And the former ministers have spoken. So that we have very clearly said that this is not what Mr. Annamalai spoken. In spite of that, Mr. Jayakumar, Mr. Sellu Raju, and Mr. C.V. Shanmugam have been attacking personally our state president. That is why we have said that yes, Mr. Edappadi Palaniswamy should intervene and see to it that no more personal abuses against our party president. That's it.
Okay. Dr. Narayan Lakshman, you've of course seen Tamil Nadu politics for a very long time now. I want you to break it down for our viewers because be it from 1998 general election where there was an alliance and then eventually of course it didn't last very long. And then what happened in 29 where, it was not something that the AIADMK probably wanted to see in terms of numbers. The BJP as well, probably not. And then when you consider now in the run-up to 2024, how do you really look at these two parties? Are they parties that can actually contest together in Tamil Nadu and be allies, or do you think that the older formula, well, of course, while Jayalalitha was the chief minister and she was at the helm of affairs, it worked quite conveniently, where the AIADMK, of course, contested, provided support externally to the BJP, so it helped both cases. But in the current scenario, do you think this kind of an alliance really works out for them?
Deepak, I think something fundamental has changed in the nature of Dravidian politics in Tamil Nadu after the passing of both Karunanidhi on the DMK side and Jayalalitha on the AIDMK side. Basically, they were powerful leaders who managed to set the agenda, often call the shots in terms of the alliances which they chose to make or break with national parties, typically the BJP and the Congress. And as we know, the AIDMK has aligned with the BJP at the center, as you pointed out as well. But in the present scenario, Mr. Edappadi Palaniswamy is not of the same stature in terms of control of the party and the ability to, centralize political decision-making in his own office. And therefore, the BJP perceives an opportunity to actually enter the politics of the state. Of course, they've already entered. They want to expand their footprint. And they detect that the balance of power between themselves and the AIDMK has changed. That is why Mr. Annamalai has been put as the face of the party, where he is testing the boundaries of how far he can push the AIDMK without necessarily breaking them, but also seeing whether the power can tip further in terms of the BJP itself as an alliance partner, maybe, or if not, as a party that takes over the vote share of the AIDMK in the longer term. Of course, let me add one point, which is that fundamentally, both parties, the AIDMK and the BJP, have some contradictions in this scenario that they need to work out. On the BJP side, obviously, it is ideological. This is a state that has been very much leaning towards Dravidian politics, mass welfare economics over many, many years, and will continue to do so. The youth think differently and they have social media, but they still believe in the uniqueness and the exceptionalism of the common Tamil man and woman. So they have that ethos. The BJP's Hindutva ideology has not yet taken root here deeply enough, and there's a long way to go. That's their contradiction. The AIDMK is again stuck between whether it wants to be a purely Dravidianist party, and that is why they're objecting to disparaging remarks being made against C.N. Annamalai. That still rankles them. That causes them to be enraged. But at the same time, they are also of the mind that they need to defeat the DMK in both, of course, Lok Sabha and then ultimately in the state assembly election. So they need to find ways and means to let Mr. Edappadi Palaniswamy emerge as an even stronger leader who is at least supported by another party, even if he is not of the stature of Jayalalitha, where he can control his own cadre in that regard. So I think unless they resolve these contradictions, you're going to see more and more of these frictions. And it is actually to the advantage of the DMK, whether in Lok Sabha or state assembly elections going forward.
Okay, but who's the bigger loser here? Is it the BJP or the AIDMK when it comes to an alliance? Because things haven't been really good for both of them. Yes, we can agree that you mentioned, of course, the dynamics have changed since, the passing away of the two top leaders from both of these regional parties. But last time, when you consider 2021, the BJP has gained in Tamil Nadu, but the AIDMK really hasn't made any sort of headway with the BJP. And that's where some of the leaders, especially when you have, lower leaders, probably not the top brass, but you have the number 2 leaders in districts. Now, all of them coming out and making statements, well, probably the BJP wasn't, the best option for us. Mr. Sathyan?
Clearly, the loser is BJP, because even the High Command, Mr. Nadda, Amit Shah or Modi ji, acknowledges what AIDMK stands for in Tamil Nadu. That's why they say, as far as India is concerned, India will call the shots. But as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, AIDMK will lead the alliance. It is AIDMK who is on the driver's seat when it comes to the alliance. And we are a strong ally in NDA. But time and again, rubbing the shoulders on the wrong side by the state leader, Mr. Annamalai, is not going well with the cadres as well as the people. You certainly have no point. There is no need for somebody to refer our founder leader, whose ideology and legacy we are taking forward till now. and there is no need for you to make a comment. It was uncalled for and unwarranted for. If you really want to drive the ideologies of BJP, there are so many numerous ways where you can do it. But not contradicting with our founder leader, Aringar Anna, who's
But is the BJP, Mr. Sathyan, is the BJP really looking at eventually becoming an alternative to AIDMK? Because, it probably is playing on the minds of the BJP that, some of your leaders at the moment do not have the same kind of impact that Dr. Jayalalitha had in the party. And probably they see an opening themselves.
As far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, the national parties has to drive on the shoulders of the regional parties, Dravidian parties. Like how Congress is riding on DMK, BJP has to ride on us. But that doesn't mean that we let them to be a parasite. It is up to that party to do good for the people and get the acceptance and acknowledgement from the people. Every party aspires to grow big. But as far as AIDMK is concerned, we respect the alliance dharma and we know where the Lakshmana Rekha stands. And we give due respect and whatever consideration has to be given with respect to alliance, we do that. But not at the cost of taking our leaders, our founders, and making unwarranted, uncalled for remarks and statements out in public and open. This cannot be pelleted for long. This is not tolerated for long.
Dr. Lakshman, where do you think the problem has really begun here? Do you think that it is? Do you feel that you sense? Yes, it is probably too early right now for the BJP to even think that they can contest by themselves and really win, in Tamil Nadu. I mean, I'm not talking about just Lok Sabha elections. I'm talking about all assembly elections, even, local body elections. But where do you think that this entire issue that is surfacing, is it a one-man issue, or do you think that it's a strategy as a party that they're going forward with?
Sorry, who's the question for?
Dr. Lakshman? Dr. Lakshman, now while Mr. Sathyan here says that, they're being a parasite, and, he's raising concerns about how, if they try to keep away the DMK, not probably understand the ideology and try to do it all by themselves, they're going nowhere.
Yeah, that is a fact, Deepak, because as I said earlier, the Hindutva ideology has not taken root here. Yes, they have made some small gains. They have entered the state. They have some seats, fine. But you have to gauge the overall mood, the voters' mood and the temperature, political temperature here. People very much are in favor of one of the two Dravidian parties in an overwhelming manner. Yes, today it's the DMK. If the AIDMK has a successful campaign and they pull it off, they may do well in the Lok Sabha election, and maybe they can consolidate for the assembly election. But the BJP's essentially is an uphill task in terms of convincing voters in Tamil Nadu that their brand of politics is what the state needs. That is a very, very sort of a heavy lift, and that they're nowhere near achieving that. Therefore, they are actually as I said, they're resorting to is riding on the coattails of the AIADMK to try and enter as an alliance partner and improve, sort of broaden their footprint. The problem that is surfacing is that they are they're not the best suited allies to each other. The clash between Dravidian
ideology... Take us through this detail, and our viewers would definitely want to know. After, the BJP has tried to somewhere reinvent itself in Tamil Nadu, with multiple rallies that they've held, including the recent one. In terms of a cadre base, how much have they really grown? If you could tell our viewers that in Tamil Nadu.
Are you talking about the BJP?
Yes.
Yeah, well, they have definitely grown. See, the BJP is also accompanied by the very under-the-radar efforts of the RSS. So the RSS, what is their specialty? They operate at the grassroots level. They go down to the villages. They promote Hindu festivals, temple worship. They slowly try to build awareness of Hindutva politics at that level. And the BJP definitely is the political machine which brings electoral success. So they are trying to replicate the same model here. The only problem is they don't have that deep history that the Dravidian parties have, which is a social movement that threw out, the Brahmins and upper caste from control of government machinery. And then they have implemented mass welfare schemes to the benefit of the people. Whether you think it's a good thing or a bad thing, that's a separate debate. But they've been doing that for the best part of half a century. So the BJP is coming in, is parachuting in without that inheritance of ideology. It is coming in with what is seen by many people probably as an alien ideology to this land. Of course, there are some general governance principles which apply, which relate to getting out corruption and so forth. That is what they claim, at least. But that, from there, to go from that to insulting a BJP leader, insulting the very leaders of the Dravidian movement, such as C.N. Annamalai, whose heritage is claimed by both the DMK and the AIDMK, is an unfortunate step, and they may need to reassess whether they want someone like Annamalai, who's seen as a maverick maybe in some regards, to be the face of that party. So that is the big stumbling block that they're going to face going forward.
Okay, Mr. Sathyan, now Mr. Tirupati, we seem to have lost his line. We'll go back to him as and when he connects. Mr. Sathyan, I want to ask you this question, and in detail, I want you to answer. Is this very superficial in terms of this fight that we're looking at? Because, you know, somewhere many of them have questioned whether is it the right strategy for a Dravidian party to really side with the BJP on multiple issues. Of course, we've had the people of Tamil Nadu raise concerns about some of the stands that have been taken by the BJP, be it, language issue, be it multiple other aspects that haven't really gone down with the kind of politics that we see normally in Tamil Nadu. So now, actually, directly or indirectly calling off an alliance and going into these polls, will that benefit the AIDMK? Because there could always be a post-poll support that the AIDMK could give, and that we've seen that happen time and again.
A day is too long in politics. We have scripted history by going all alone in every elections, be it Lok Sabha or be it Assembly or be it local body. And 2014, we swept the entire state, 39 MPs.
But things are quite different after Jayalalitha's demise. The AIDMK is just it's not the same the party that it was before.
Every party has to undergo turbulence when there is a change in leadership. AIDMK underwent the same, and yes, it has resurrected. So there is no denial on the front that from where Amma left this party with 1.5 crore cadres, the current cadre strength is 2 crore and 45 lakhs under the leadership of Edappadiar. He has put in 50 years in public life, starting from the grassroots level, going till the general secretary of the party. So he understands the dynamics of politics, and he understands the mood and pulses of the people of Tamil Nadu. We are not ideologically same. We are an ally only to do good for the people of Tamil Nadu, which he had delivered, EPS delivered. That's how he could be able to conquer the hearts of the people and hearts of the cadres. But as far as BJP is concerned, they try to take baby steps in Tamil Nadu. It will take their own sweet time to take those baby steps. And they are an ally with us. We are carrying them with us, treating them as an infant in the political arena of Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
So let us understand where they stand. Let us understand where we stand.
Well, Mr. Sathyan is making an interesting comment. He's saying that, the AIDMK is carrying the BJP like an infant, and they should know their boundaries. And of course, right now it seems like all guns are out, especially at the party president. We are unable to connect with Mr. Tirupati. We'll once again, of course, come back to this debate as and when we, of course, see more developments that do take place. As of now, the latest announcement by Mr. Jayakumar has really sparked off this debate. But in the run-up to 2024, a lot of dynamics could change. I thank both our panelists for staying with us and, giving this perspective to our viewers. We're moving on to some more news that's coming in from the state of Tamil Nadu itself.